town, all I see is morning. I just need me a cup of coffee and damn I'm hungry. Let me slow down, take this exit, gotta hit the office. Gotta calculate some data, gotta make some offers. What's the value, what's the price, and what's the latest move? Who is buying, who is selling, it's just purely business. Got my money making babies, just deliver triplets. Analyzing all these assets, I just pick and choose. Time is money, yeah you bugging, time is time. 24/7, no off time, I chase a quota. Every second of my day is truly by design. You can stack up all that jewelry, I'm about the ocean. I'm talking Teslas, big Benzes and edge clashes, E-clashes and Bitcoin, I stay cashless. If I ain't got it, I will get it, I aim that way. If I ain't got it, I will get it, I aim that way. Used to slip up on the floor, now I'm beach bumming. How they looking at me like I hit my peak or something. I met my demons and I fought them, now we sleeping something. They done took me out the dungeon, said a reaper coming. Think about it, write it down, then I execute it. If they talking 10 or less, I cannot go around them. Pick a go and get it done, I gotta execute them. If they talking 10 or less, I cannot go around them. If they talking 10 or less, I cannot go around them. If they talking 10 or less, I cannot go around them. If they talking 10 or less, I cannot go around them. If they talking 10 or less, I cannot go around them. I had to bring my girl around to see how they feeling. Everybody felt the test, what a feeling. Now I'm hearing that they bums and they hella broke. And I ain't talking about your money, I'm talking about your soul. Yeah, man, back again. Ain't nothing too crazy, man. It's August 26th at 3:06 p.m. on the Eastern Time Zone. So, I am in this position right here. I'm gonna go ahead and take profit, man. That's a good little trade right there. And then we'll go over it. And then I will even break it down on my I'll break it down on my Instagram or something like that, if I choose to, really. That was a good trade though, and the reason why I got out at 3:53 is because that's that. That's that gap right there on this 5-minute chart. And I was just targeting the 50% of it, but this area nonetheless though, from the buys coming from here. So we'll get into that later, but it's one hell of a market because of the simple fact that it could just range out for no damn reason, and then just hit the whoop wop off the bottom of the range, and that's just NASDAQ for you, man. So before we get into it, man, yesterday, it was a ranging market, and we had started this day off, coming to the downside. When it came to London session, ain't nothing going on. Last night we'll talk about the Fibonacci, and price action is reacting to the 50% of this Fibonacci. We have created support, like price action created support at the 50% of the Fibonacci, which is crazy. You feel me? The point of control is what we are gonna be talking about today, and it's crazy because the point of control and the 50% lines up at a certain price. On top of that, we are above the MA. On top of that, I have a black dot, green dot, which is my personal indicator. you can go to tradingview.com and go to the indicators tab, and search Curated Currency Origin, and you will have the black dot, green dot come up, some boxes pop up, some yellow boxes, some black boxes, and it's crazy because we have a black dot, green dot around that price as well. So it's a bunch of different confluences. You have this little gap and all of that towards the bottom of this range. So all of that played into why I had got into the trade today. But that's just a quick little, summary of the market. We had a good, huge drop down. Talking about a whole, 100 point or like a 200 point drop down. But on the Fibonacci, it had went into that golden zone. You feel me? Because the workspace that we are working on or working within is this workspace right here. From this low to that high. And it's been in that workspace for, about for like 2 days. And now we have reacted to them key levels. That golden area came up, ranged out. And then boom, New York came through, did its thing, man. So, NASDAQ be NASDAQing. When you look at the volume profile, you look at, the highest, little levels, you want to call them or whatever. You see right here, consolidation with the pop off. So that's where a bunch of orders are at, and it's not a coinkydink that's where it popped off at. And it didn't just pop off, like this shit. It's a 54 point move. I caught that shit. Called it a day. You know what I'm saying? And yesterday too, caught the top of this. 50 points, called it a day. But then I had to give it back later in the session with a break even trade. But today was a good low day. So slow week, but nonetheless though, just slow, patient trading. You feel me? Nothing too crazy. You ain't gotta make $1,000 a day for real. You could if you want to, but I mean like $1,000 a week. If you can make $1,000 a week, you Gucci. And that's like what? $1,000 divided by 5 is what? $250 a day, or like $200 a day. So it's really all you need. You feel me? So you can trade with prop firms, or you can trade with personal capital. I trade with personal capital and with prop firms, and then you copy trade and shit like that. Yeah. This is not financial advice. This is what entertainment. Shit, it's entertainment sports network. Ain't no financial advice, man. But that's pretty much a quick review on, what previously happened. Let me pull up the damn thing real quick. Don't be afraid to just take bites out the market once you see that a certain level has been hit, certain areas has been hit, just go ahead and call it a day. Like, you could always re-enter the trade. And that's like a little hot topic in my opinion. You feel me? That it's not over trading if you could just catch, like, to have one trade idea and then to catch that shit in increments instead of keeping the trade open. You know what I'm saying? So like, you could just say, all right, bet I'm gonna set alerts, and when I set the alerts, then I'll go look at the chart, and if I have a position open, I'll just set the alerts at certain price levels and just let my just let my trade run. Or you could just be like, I'm gonna trade between 3 and 4 o'clock, or 9 to, or like from 9:30 to 1, or like whatever, like a predefined window, and then just take trades within that predefined window, whether you're scalping or whatever. So you could do this shit however, whichever way, as long as you have some type of framework. So if you don't have a framework, you feel me, like, you can sit on this chart. We could sit on this chart and catch something.
are just dissected a certain way so that you can get key information, so that if you don't know nothing about not nothing, or the people who do know something about something, they can take something from it. You did. So and it's crazy with the point of control, you know, how effective it is. So another thing too, before we get into it, is it's a combination of things. You know, it's a combination of knowing how to take a loss. Some of my biggest losses comes from when I just don't want to be wrong, when I don't want to close a damn trade. I close it at the at a predefined level, but sometimes I extend my I extend it to like the extreme when I should just take, you know, if it's like, if I place a sell, you know what I'm saying, I should just, okay, cool, below these lows instead of the like ultimate low, or like a higher time frame low. You know, I'll place a trade on the 15 minute or the 5 minute, or like, so I'll place a trade on the 1 minute or the 5 minute, and then I will manage it on the 15 for some reason, and look at 15 minute levels, which are like 60-70 points away or something, instead of just looking at the 5 minute and being like, on the 5 minute I'm looking at this leg, instead of just, okay, cool, I'm gonna extend it to below the point of control. That's something that I would do. You see what I'm saying? So instead of taking that loss, I'll take that loss, and that's something that isn't smart to do. You know. So when it comes to the equation on how to become quote unquote profitable, or how to just make money in this trading shit, in my opinion, is you need to have a combination of patience, of emotional control. Once you have patience and emotional control, then now you need to go have a location framework. So black dot, green dot will give you that location framework. When the black dot, green dot pops up, pay attention to that price and that price. The black dot the black dot low price and the green dot high price. Patience, emotional control, location. The hell, location. And then that's really all that you really need. Because once you see the location, okay, cool, then now you can start asking questions. You know, like, where are we on the chart? So as long as you have patience, emotional control, and you know where you're at on the chart as far as location, you can make an educated decision. So black dot, green dot come up, where we at? Oh, we at this lows. Okay, we're down with them lows as well. Oh, part of this upload. Oh, we're down. Put the Fibonacci. Oh shit. You feel me? And okay, cool, buys are coming in, so I may want to buy it. So you like this, it's a whole equation that you need to consistently pull something out the market daily, and every single day there's gonna be an opportunity. So yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and cut to break real quick, to commercial break, and then we'll get into the point of control talk. Of this point of control thing, man, I'm telling you right now, powerful, man. So yeah, man, let's get into this video. I didn't get funded because I found a better strategy. I got funded because I stopped breaking my rules. I took about 3 months off, and during that time, I studied why I overtraded, why I was overpositioned and trying to force results. This week, nothing changed strategy-wise, but what did change was my behavior. I stopped forcing trades. I waited for my setup, and ultimately I had to respect my risk. This past week I came back from seeing my kids, came back to Orlando, and just traded one clean setup at a time. No rushing, no revenge trading, just clean execution. And that did translate into a 6% week this week and me getting funded. But it wasn't about the money, it was the control. That's what actually changed everything. And most people don't need a better strategy, they just need more discipline. Same system, different day. This is Curated Currency. Yeah, man. So when it comes to the point of control, right? it's from the previous day. So you look at the previous day and you pull up this tool right here. It's called and the tools is and on TradingView, the tools is on the left side of the chart. But it's a tool called fixed range volume profile. And then you go pull up, in the TradingView settings, you pull up the day separators. So then every day you have these these lines pop up. So boom, you go from line to line, and that gives you, this shit right here. So boom, boom, bow. So then you have your high volume node, and then your low volume node, and then you have your point of control. So that's where the highest volume of orders are at that price throughout the day. So for that whole day, 224, like 29,224. A lot of orders, man. Just was at that price. So today, what's going on at that price? Did price action chase that number? Why did price come below it and then all of a sudden go to it? Why did all of a sudden we came to it and then we went through that bit and then boom? So then studying yesterday, you know what I'm saying? How can we come down? The day opens with price coming down, and then price comes up, but where does it go up to? The damn point of control from the previous day. And then from that thing hits the whoop wop to the upside. Ain't that something? So then too, let me see. Right here, point of control right here. So previous day point of control. High volume node, low volume node, point of control where the most orders are at. You see what I'm saying? Boom, bottom, and boom, like that shit is insane. And what I did with this trade is I sold into that, and it went through that bit. But and then I didn't even re-enter it. I should have just held that bit, because look at the point of controls right here, and price hit the woo wop to the downside. Keep on going, bro. Point of control right here. Price comes to it, stabilizes, comes up, come back to that bit, and then hits the whoop wop to the upside. That's crazy. And then when we came up to the upside, we hit a certain level in the market, near a point of control number, and then boom, double top straight into that point of control where it pauses. I can't make this shit up. Right here, point of control. Right from this point of control, we hit the downside heavy. From London session, we target straight target that point of control, bro. I cannot make this thing up. It is insane how powerful the point of control is based on the volume profile. It's truly insane, dog. So I encourage you to just implement that. And then when I use my indicator with that, we have a black dot, green dot. We go into that thing. Create support, 2 candle support right here above the MA. So I know that buyers are coming in based on just my indicator. Buyers are coming in heavy right here. Between this price and this price, we have a black dot, green dot. Buyers came in heavy. It's on the coinkydink that price came back into those prices, and then it hits the whoop wop to the upside. Right here, we have a gap. It's what I call a whoop wop. Price comes down heavy, right? Go below some lows. Creates a low gap. Price goes back above the gap and hits the whoop wop to the upside. But look at that point of control. Once you're above it, where did it go? Even right here, New York New York opened up. My mouth is dry as shit. My bad, man. I was trying to get through that bit. But the point of control was right here though, and then off of New York, right? The New York Open. First candle comes through, the second 5-minute candle of the New York Open. We create that support with that third candle being that, okay, cool, we had created a little support right there. We're at the point of control. The bodies of these candles are above the point of control. So that's a nice little move up, and then it hits the extension, or it hits the excuse me, it hits the 23% on the Fibonacci, and comes down immaculately back into the point of control. So even when the sellers coming through off of it, they couldn't break no lows. So this is it's something to think about, And then with the indicator black dot, green dot, at that price, even if you didn't have the point of control right here, buyers are coming in. Now add, okay, cool, the point of control. What is the behavior at that price? And then we have, a gap in the market right here showing you momentum to the upside. Right, the gap is showing you momentum to the upside. So you have the momentum to the upside with the gap above the point of control, with buyers coming in where buyers came in the market. You feel me? So it's kind of just that type of storytelling within the market, in combination with the overall narrative of we are within that higher time frame workspace, coming off of certain levels already. We are respecting certain inventory zones. So when I came into the market, it's because we paused right here. But look at the behavior though. I wouldn't have gotten into this trade if it wasn't because of the behavior above the point of control. And on top of that, we are at the bottom of the range. So once we break this range and break a high, we should be able to keep continuing to the upside. Once you break this level to the upside and break some key levels to the upside, it should keep on continuing. If not, it may create a pattern up here, and then I could short it to come back into the point of control. It's always something good to reference. So with that being said, can the point of control help you in your trading? Can the point of control from the previous day elevate a 10% trader to a 12% trader? Right now, what it did for me was just it kept me consistent with my framework. It came consistent with me it helped me come consistent with how or when I pressed that button, So today was a good day in the market, and when we come back from this little break, we're gonna go ahead and go over this trade and things of that nature.
0010110 TNT. They see the screenshot, they don't see the structure behind it. Late nights, early mornings, put my mind in alignment. Used to chase every candle, now I wait on confirmation. Funny how patience became the source of my creation. I ain't trying to look rich, trying to build something stable. Same black tea and same seat at the table. Everybody wanna pay out, nobody loves the process. Everybody love the outcome, nobody loves the progress. I was down in the count, I showed up and took attendance. I had to learn, conviction, independence. The market's not the enemy, it's showing me reflection. Loss of tuition, payment, or win a new direction. Miles in the whip, I still got goals on the board. I still got dreams for my children and still got faith in the Lord. So if they ask me what I'm building, tell them discipline first, because the man I'm gonna become gonna be worth more than the word.
Yeah, man. So I ain't gonna lie, man. Like that's one of my that's another one of my songs that I love, man. I do love the shit out of that. 0010110. Ay. 0010110. Ay. 0010110. You feel me? Probably don't. I need to stop saying that, right? Right. But yeah. 0010110, man. I don't know. It's just something about that rhythm. Alright, man, so the reason why I got into this trade, man, was because of multiple reasons, right? We had came out of the overall range. And because we had came out of this overall range, I'm looking at the behavior at certain key levels. So, we had hit the woo wop. A yellow level's right here, and you had that woo wop. Plus the black dot green that's showing that buyers are coming in. So if the sellers are coming in heavy because of the candles, why are buyers holding that level? If the sellers are coming down heavy, why are we creating support at a yellow level? Why are the buyers coming in heavy? And then we have a little gap right here at the bottom of the range. So price came into this point of control, and we just went over how powerful the point of control is, and we went through that bit with a gap right here. So what I was looking at was this 1 minute inventory zone, right? I placed this trade on the 1 minute chart. We had disrespected this woo wop. We had came into that woo wop, and we disrespected it though, straight to the upside. This is that 1 minute inventory zone from this internal range. So there's your internal range, right? Price comes up, pauses, comes up again to break the top of the range right here, and then boom. So there's your internal range, right? Inventory zone. We respect it, go through that bit, but we cannot break lows. You feel me? Like, we can't go below these lows. Black dot, green dot come in, we go above the inventory zone with the gap, showing you momentum to the upside. Boom. Pause in the market, but buyers are still coming in heavy with volume. Once we go above the whoop wop area, I'm looking at the candle that comes in to like do all of this. Once we have that pullback off that candle high, I'm in there like swimming above, and then I'm in it like swimming, but stops below this damn internal range low. Maybe give it into the this little gap right here. Just because if it's gonna go and hit that gap, it's gonna go and hit that gap. Okay, cool. I don't want to be in the market no more, because it could go through the gap, come off of the gap, and come up. But then I ain't trying to whatever. If it comes to this level, I'm out the market. So boom, and I have all of this to quote unquote protect me. If the buyers are gonna come in, they're gonna come in. If not, then I'm out the market. But if they are coming in heavy off the point of control, and we are pausing at the thing, and now we breaking through seller territory right here, I'm in the like swimmer. Black dot, green dot, black dot, green dot. Once we come into the high, I'm in the market. I'm gonna be in the market. And then back to what we are targeting, on the 5 minute. We had this gap come in the market, right? Off of this inventory zone right here. On the 1 minute, right? We had came down heavy with a gap. And I wanted to go into those prices right there. Boom. Now on top of that too, with the indicator, with the Curated Currency origin indicator, we have a black level to protect us as well. Inventory zone to protect you as well. A whoop wop area to protect you as well. Black dot, green dot bar, a buyer territory, if not for nothing, on the 5 minute to quote unquote protect you as well. So, a quick trade review, and this trade took what, 5, 10, 15, 20, about 25 minutes, about 25 minutes. And that's, about 50 points with one contract, So, a good little trading day, ain't nothing too crazy. But with that being said, man, all glory be to G.O.D. Ain't none of this possible without the man up above. Understand that whatever it is that you do, however it is that you do it, it's a little bit beneficial if you put God first within that process, So with that being said, man, I love y'all. I'm out this bit, and I'll catch y'all for London session. You dig? Out the way, man. Love y'all. Everybody wants a breakthrough.
But no one talks about accumulation. A tree doesn't become a tree, it collects rings. A city doesn't become a skyline, it collects buildings. A reputation don't just appear, it collects decisions. Everything valuable collects. We celebrate the shot that goes in, but ignore the thousands that taught the hand where to finish. That's backwards. Because the make was never the moment, the make was the receipt. The work had already happened. That's why I don't count days no more. I collect evidence. Evidence that I showed up, that I practiced, that I stayed curious. Evidence that I kept my word to myself, because eventually, evidence becomes identity, and identity starts to make those decisions for you. You stop asking, can I do it? Because you've collected too much evidence to think otherwise. So today, don't chase the result. Collect another receipt, one more rep, one more conversation, one more promise, because tomorrow, you won't remember today's score, but you will become the person today's choices were building. Same system, different day. This is Curated Currency.